What do you want?
The views and opinions expressed in the following podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the DVM Production Empire. That's how you know it's good.
You're listening to the DVM Production Empire.
DVMPE.
Now celebrating 10 years on the air, online, and in your ears.
My God, has it been that long?
Join the millions of subscribers and be a part of the Empire today at www.dvmpe.com.
From the people who brought you Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Season 8, the person who said The Hobbit should be 3 movies, all of Lost, The Last Jedi, and Dexter's final episode. You know, that one where they say, hey, I know, he's a lumberjack now. HBO's Choose Your Own Adventure.
Since you obviously know
Follow
more
us
than I
as
do,
we let you
you're
choose
clearly
what
the
happens.
story writer.
A world of
I've only
mystery
been
and
in the
adventure.
guild for 17
Dragon,
years. It's
assassin,
my life's work.
wizard,
You worked at Foot Locker for 3
and
months,
magic.
and obviously
Join
you know
us
more
this
than
fall
I
for
do.
non-stop
I mean, if I
adventures
wanted
the way
a wide
you want it.
shoe for
Choose
to
Your
walk
Own
around the
Adventure
neighborhood,
Saturdays.
do you think I'd make a petition
It's not
and say,
TV.
Jeffrey doesn't know,
It's HBO.
which you don't even pay for. You're using your mom's account.
What's going on, Empire? This is Stephen Stocking Stupid on the DVM Production Empire. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear, and we read the stupid, so you don't have to. So, how about that completely neutral to the fans series finale Game of Thrones?
Damn right. Here's something for everyone.
And Poochie went back to his home planet.
Do not talk about Poochie. Poochie is the best character.
Poochie is the worst character.
Poochie is the best character.
He's the worst character.
How dare you?
You know, you get out of your own house. That's how wrong you are.
Poochie's in my top 5 favorite characters.
You coming at me with these pro-Poochie stances?
Poochie.
I've
Number
known
1.
you for a decade.
Frank Grimes,
And
number 2.
This is how you repay
You're going to tell me Grimy isn't cool? Come on.
He's okay.
How dare you? Get out of my house.
He's the best pair of sunglasses you can buy at the gas station.
Yeah.
He's super cool if you're not trying that hard.
I know. That's what made him grimy. The dog that he gets replaced for. He's another one of my favorite characters. Vice President Dog.
Well, I just appreciate that he took such a strong political stance.
Damn right.
And it's like, it's time for me to stop peeing on these streets and start fixing them.
Damn right.
And that's a stance everyone can get behind.
Well, no, he was vice president. He was vice president of the power plant.
Yeah, I'm trying to give him a bigger title.
No.
I'm trying to give him a promotion here.
Don't
because you were holding him back.
Don't overshoot his accomplishments. He went from
Don't
being a
undersell
dog.
his abilities.
He went from being a dog to being vice president of a power plant.
And you're saying he can't be vice president of the country?
I'm saying we may already have that.
There's no way of knowing.
There's no way of
Everyone
knowing.
talks about lizard people. When's the last time you heard about a dog person?
Dog person.
Everyone says, I'm a dog person. Have you looked closely? Have you smelled their butts?
Sit, pets. Sit.
I don't know. I don't believe that there can't be at least one dog person. People say it all the time. I'm going to go up and start scratching people behind the ear, see if I get a foot click.
Foot click? Foot thump?
Yeah, you just start tapping it.
Anyway.
Anywho. So, I know you are a fan of competition.
I am.
Especially when it comes to arts and crafts.
Oh, yeah. I love a good basket weaving off.
A
weave off. A weave off.
A weave off means something different in certain neighborhoods at a Waffle House.
How dare you?
I'm just saying. You have to have a beauty show somewhere. Might as well have a weave off. Well, of course, now I'm talking about the World Heavy Metal Knitting Championship in Finland. Finland, yeah. Of course you've heard about this and you've already entered. I'm just letting everyone else know about this. It's the inaugural Heavy Metal Knitting Championships. in Joensuu, Finland on July 11th. Ladies and gentlemen, you still have time.
You can still sign up.
Absolutely, you can still sign up. Because Finland is the promised land of heavy metal music, says the organizers. There are 50 heavy metal bands per 100,000 Finnish citizens, which is astonishingly many and actually more than anywhere else in the whole world.
Like heavy metal per capita?
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of one of the bands. Did you know that? Per capita.
Oh, I thought heavy metal per capita was...
No, just per capita.
Okay, what were their 3 albums that they released?
One for each of us.
That was the first album?
That's the first album. The second album is That's Enough. Wait, no, it's not.
Oh, that was a good... It was good. I think that was a double disc, so that one was nice.
And then the third one, which was the longer titled, was Get That IKEA Shit the Fuck Out of Here.
That is fair.
And then they had to put like a parental sticker on over the word IKEA.
Because that's
Swedish.
That's like saying the C word in this country.
That's right.
So to enter the competition, knitters, where are my knitters at?
Wow.
Knitters must download the song by Joensuu thrash metal band Maniac Abductor, which is great because someone's getting those maniacs off the street. They have to upload a minute-long video clip of themselves knitting along to the music video with the music, and they want this video on YouTube. I have looked on YouTube. There are a couple of videos.
Oh yeah.
It's about as exciting as you expect someone to be when they're
Maniac Abductor.
No, what you want to type in is heavy metal knitting. Heavy metal knitting champion. Look at that. It's there's so many auto-populated results. Oh, that's the announcement one. You want to scroll down. There you go, right there. We have this person. Yeah.
I can make a quilt to that shit.
Look at him that is the actual song you need. I was going to use that as the intro music for this episode, but we had something better. You see, knitting to the rhythm of heavy metal music can be compared to playing air guitar, which is a Finnish way to goof around as well.
I happen to know a runner-up Australian air guitar champion.
Really?
Yes.
Please tell me more about this.
His name is Alex Roberts.
Okay.
He's an Aussie. He was a member of the POV cast downtown with us at I.O. He came here to learn how to do improv and.
But he already knows air guitar. Why would he need anything else?
Because he wanted to get a good job as a teacher. You
can't get a job selling air guitars?
Nope.
What about an air guitar center? Have you tried that?
That's Alex.
Okay. Well, now you're going to have to save that picture and post it to our Facebook page so people know when you say, that's Alex.
They are writing, he's actually got a podcast. Look at that. Called Hope is a Trap. Anyway, but they're somebody is doing a documentary about him and his performance at the air guitar championships.
So they want to do a documentary about the most famous loser?
Something like that, but I wouldn't call
Second
it that.
place is first loser.
He's one of my favorites. One of my favorite people. We watched Hocus Pocus as a group.
Yeah.
And the guys that stole the main character's shoes, when they end up, spoiler alert, when they end up getting trapped and left in the cages by the sisters.
Okay, well, I haven't seen the movie, so you're spoiling it for me.
Well, the guys who steal his shoes get their comeuppance.
I love when they
one
do
of the
that.
best ever, because I can't do a really good Australian.
Oh no, I bet you can.
Well,
I bet you can. Let's hear it.
At that moment that it happened, you hadn't heard much from anybody in the room because everyone were watching the movies. But then when they saw that those two guys were in the cage, all you hear is Alex from the back of the room go, "Oh yeah, take that, you cunts!" It's like he is invested. He is invested in this movie. Anyway,
so
back to the knitting.
In the description of on the website, they say, in heavy metal knitting, needlework and music become united like never before. On the same
You knitted? It's united like never before?
No.
Oh.
It's clearly united, and how dare you
What if it's a typo?
get a better grasp of the English language?
What if it's a typo? What if they meant to say
the Finnish
united?
people know English better than you.
How dare you?
It's probably because they're closer to England.
I don't know what you're talking
On the same stage, accompanied by $1 million guitar solo, I wouldn't pay $1 million for that guitar solo, but thank you. With hair flowing in the air, there's heavy metal music and knitting, shaking hands. Knitting to the rhythm of heavy metal music can be compared to playing air guitar. In heavy metal knitting, the knitter becomes a part of the band, showing their best needlework tricks as the heavy riffs echo on the background.
What is a needlework trick?
There is the oops, I dropped the ball.
Okay.
Which you think that they actually dropped it, but the yarn is tied, so it stops and it bounces right back up like a yo-yo. It's a pretty sophisticated trick. It also ruins the ball of yarn.
Why isn't it called the yo-yo?
Because you can't knit with yo-yos.
Well, I know, but if it's enacting like because they say like knit one pearl too. There are no pearls.
It's not the Air Yo-Yo Championships.
Well, I would like to see that to heavy metal music.
I would like to see
Walk the dog around the world.
I'd like to see the Air Yo-Yo Championships versus the heavy metal knitting, like probably like a Lollapalooza. Like there's two stages.
Air yo-yo?
Yeah, not real yo-yo because that'd be considered a dangerous weapon. But we need the people with a bunch of needles and yarn on stage, which is perfectly safe. Everyone knows a handful of needles and yarn is perfectly safe. That's why grandmas use it. Can't actually hurt anyone.
Okay.
Because heavy metal knitting is simple and it's easy for everyone to join.
Oh.
Everyone can participate in their own way, by themselves, with friends, or by sharing video clips of their heavy metal knitting performance on social media. I don't know.
Welcome to my blog, Let's Get Knitting. I am your host, Sven. I know you're saying, what happened to his Finnish accent? Well, my mom moved to California, so that's where I live now. However, I did not forget my knitting roots. With me is Lars, who is the lead guitarist for a heavy metal band. Tell them the name of your band, Lars.
Spragenberg.
They're my favorites. We are here today because they will be playing the Big Knit Heavy Metal Championship. Tell me, what does that feel like to get such an honor?
Good.
There you have it. That's been our blog. Join us next time. And once again, I'm Sven.
Are you sure?
Are you
sure? Are you
Or
sure?
was
you're
that
Sven?
Lars?
Maybe Lars.
Damn it!
I don't know.
I don't know.
You lose your accent one time,
One
and then
time.
you just lose your entire identity.
That's right.
This blog is a roller coaster of
It
emotion.
is. It's a roller
It's right now. I choose to identify as Sven.
That's right.
Earlier,
Don't label me.
you labeled yourself.
I know it.
But speaking of labeling people,
Yeah.
a Toronto woman has been labeled something that she just can't deal with.
What?
You see, Christy Ann Halfer.
Halfer?
You know, I don't
How's
really.
it spelled?
Like an asshole.
No, but how's it spelled?
Haufler. Halfer.
Oh, you're right. Halfer.
Yeah, Halfer. Christy with a Y.
Halfer.
Christy Ann Halfer.
Does she get a U Halfer when she moves?
You son of a bitch! You know I have a problem with that company.
I know.
She got a gift for her mom for last Christmas. I'm sorry, as a birthday gift.
Okay.
She
See,
bought
I
it.
have problems with the story. Which one was it?
She bought it in December,
Okay.
but it was for a birthday gift.
Okay.
She bought tickets to puppy yoga.
Okay. Is this like the goat yoga?
No, because goat yoga is important to the world.
Okay.
Puppy yoga is just some farcical shenanigans.
How dare they?
This isn't goat news. This is puppy news. So she bought she bought these tickets to a puppy yoga session as a birthday gift for her mom. So when they went to go in to have their puppy yoga session, they were informed that they had to buy some yoga mats. And they couldn't just buy them with cash. No. They had to buy them through an app on their phone. The problem is...
Yogamat.com?
No, it was for the company, or for the place that they did it.
Was it called a yoga map?
It was called... the company's called Hive.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah. I mean, they're different... other people have different names for things that aren't as crazy sounding, but they are crazier. So Hive maybe sounds like a villainous name, but maybe they're the good guys. You don't know. They could be G.I. Joe, but you think they're Cobra. And that's just like wrong Cobra. For you. You know what? I don't appreciate you labeling them this way. They offer puppy yoga, and this is how you're going to treat them.
But wouldn't that be the evilest thing to do? Offer puppy yoga and then kill you?
And it turns out they're just normal-age dogs.
Oh, my God.
It was a 5-year-old Cocker Spaniel.
You old bitch! I don't want dog yoga. That's gross. Get me a puppy.
So when they arrived for the session, she said a man working there told them that they had to buy some mats through the app. She tried using the app, but then it wasn't working. So she offered to give him money just to rent the mats, and he said, no, can't do it.
What do I look like? A mat prostitute?
So the class...
Matstitute?
A matstitute? Oh, my God. Are you a matstitute teacher? The class had already started, so her and her mother just ditched the mats and said, "Nah, we're just not going to use the mats." Although that's kind of a dick move. I mean, they said you need the mats, and you're like, "Nah."
No, you don't need it.
And it turns out there was hardly any space left in the room, and she suggested to her mom that they just go to another class when it's not as busy, because there's so much shit, or there's so many people in there that she's like, we're not going to enjoy it. So she asked the staff for a refund.
Wait, so much shit in there?
No, like, there's so many people in there.
Oh, that was like puppies. And we're like, they're just like, down.
There's no more room.
Now stretch. But there's shit over there. Do it.
You stretching that shit,
You wanted to come to puppy yoga.
You think you can get poop-free yoga with a Groupon?
Come on.
You dumb bitch.
A poop on.
She asked the staff for a refund and apologized for the confusion around the mat rental. So she thought that would be the end of it. She think that the guy running it was kind of, in her words, he seemed kind of annoyed. But I was like, yeah, no problem, I'll do it.
Maybe it was with his life, because he worked for a puppy yoga place.
Well,
in charge of mats. Like, that's not what I would expect from me in my future.
You didn't put that on your vision dream board? Like, oh, I would like to work for a company that does yoga. No, puppy yoga.
So this is my dream board. Okay, so...
oh my God, you look like you have so many goals.
I do, and they're all extraordinarily mediocre.
What is this in the upper left corner?
Well, that is a cup of yogurt.
Okay.
Like, I'd like to one day go for ice cream, but I'll settle for TCBY.
That's fair. Because there is one down the block.
Everyone always says dream big. I say dream attainable.
Well, it's now this is just a picture of like a park bench. It's not even a good one. Do you want to like achieve something one day that you get a park bench named after you because you're so great?
No, I would like the afternoon to relax.
Probably eat your yogurt on it.
Probably. I mean, yeah. I mean, let's combine dreams. You know, I'm going to move that over here because I would like that. Thanks for helping with that.
Okay, then you have a 1992 Nissan Sentra.
Oh my God! If only. If only. It's been my dream car since the day I saw it in a Nissan Sentra commercial.
And now,
you know what year that was?
I have no idea.
1992.
Oh my God, because that's the year the car!
That's the year the car came out, and I said, oh, if only.
And now finally I see there's a puppy. Do you want to be a veterinarian?
No, I was
you don't want to be a veterinarian?
I do not want to be a veterinarian. I would like to do puppy yoga.
Oh my God, you want to teach puppies
how
to do
yoga? That's why I
yoga?
have the yogurt in between. I couldn't find a yogurt picture, so I'm just saying puppy yoga.
Okay, so you don't want to make...
I'm not saying the T.
You don't want to make puppy yogurt.
No, that seems like a lofty aspiration.
Because, what would that be? Would it be yogurt made out of puppies? Or yogurt for puppies?
Well,
or would it be made out of puppies for puppies? Because that's cannibalism. You can't do that.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I mean, I know it's your dream board, but you have to calm down, Puppy Hitler.
I don't want to kill the puppies.
I want them to relax. Bitch.
I want them to relax.
I hope you don't get I hope you get a 93.
Oh my God. Actually, it was a better year for the Nissan Sentra. That's the year the cup holder was invented.
It took till 93 to invent cup holders.
For Nissan, yeah.
They're like, oh, I keep seeing these partial holes in other cars where I can
It's a cup holder, dude.
no, it's like you can kind of...
You should add that to the
You
Sentra.
could put stuff in this?
I know, it's cups.
No, it's not cups. You can put anything in there, like a handful of quarters.
Or a cup.
No, it's like some candy.
But you could probably put a cup.
You could also put like an action figure in there if you're driving around the kids throwing stuff.
Oh, yeah, you could put a Man-at-Arms in there.
Yeah, and then you won't worry about him spilling everywhere.
Right, and then you move it and you put it in a cup.
I don't think you need a cup for your action figure. That's kind of weird.
You know, that's the thing is I drink mainly big gulps.
Okay.
But now that they've started to slim them at the bottom, I could put it in a cup holder.
Oh my god, now you just need to get a 1993 Nissan Sentra and you can carry your big gulps with a car.
That's right.
Hands-free carrying.
Hands-free carrying.
I don't know why they don't market cars that way.
You
don't want to...
You put like 5 straws in there and you could just have it like up there.
Oh,
and
5 plastic straws? You sea life murdering monster?
How do you feel about paper straws?
I think they're stupid.
I think they suck.
I think they should always be plastic straws because let's be honest here. When it comes to overall plastic waste, straws make up 0.001% of that waste.
But they're killing turtles.
They killed a turtle, and you know what? He lived.
Wait a minute, what? I don't know if that's true.
They pulled it out of his nose like a big old booger. You ever get a booger when you pull it out? It feels like it came out of your brain. He had the best booger removal straw of his life. He's like, oh, yeah, bro. That's how turtles talk. I learned that in movies. It was a documentary, and they shot it all underwater. And partially in a dentist office.
I mean, I think I'd be down with,
killing one turtle?
No. Well, yeah.
2 turtles.
2 turtles. No, I think I'd be down with, aluminum straws.
Well, that would really kill a turtle.
Don't jab a turtle in the face with that. You don't want plastic. Come here, Speedy.
Well, see, when the turtle is doing some coke and he needs a straw, but then the cops show up, he doesn't have any pockets to hide the straw. Right. So he just bashes his face into the ground.
Quick, get rid of it.
To hide the straw. That turtle was pushing drugs to the children that go to the school right by that beach that they found that.
Some petting zoo. Or like a coking zoo.
Exactly. We found a drug operation and we got rid of straws.
I know. No, but I fucking hate paper straws.
Oh, it's stupid.
It's just
I have an actual physical reaction against having paper in my mouth. Ever since I was a kid, like when you see like that weird kid eat paper.
You eat one notebook.
It ruins all paper. It makes me physically ill. And just the idea of someone putting paper in their mouth, even for funsies, it's enough to drive me fucking crazy. Like I went to a concert. At the very end of the concert, they released a whole fuck ton of like paper confetti with like little quotes on it or music line lyrics and shit like that. And it's the end of the concert. I'm dehydrated, so my throat is all dry, and I get this fucking paper as I'm breathing in, shoots right to the back of my throat, and now I'm freaking out.
Well, you almost died.
I almost died. I couldn't swallow it. I couldn't cough it up, so I'm just standing there in the middle of a concert in my own personal hell. Everyone's like, this is amazing! I'm like, it's the worst.
What concert was it?
30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh, that would have been a terrible way to go.
Yeah. Like, I liked the concert. It was good. This was before Jared Leto was like, you know what? I'm kind of like acting Jesus. And it's like, you ruined it.
That was a spot on Jared Leto.
I know. I mean, really, you could have done anything and said it's a spot on Jared Leto because he's a chameleon on the screen. A screen-melion. You hashtag screen-million. So this bitch went to go do puppy yoga.
We're still talking about her.
Oh, yeah. Because we're not to the good part yet.
Oh, my God.
So, as soon as she left, like, by the time she got to her car, she had got an email saying she had been banned from all future Hive events.
Oh, man.
She got banned, and she...
Well, what were the other events?
Hold on. we'll do this in parts. We're almost to the end of this part. She sent them an email and a message on Instagram asking for an explanation. The company replied, "We ban people based off of bad vibes. You had a bad vibe, so you got banned." That's their official stance
Wow.
on why they banned her from puppy yoga. And as it turns out, there are other people who have had similar stories about being banned from Hive. And their own policy states on their website that clients may be banned if they are deemed, quote, too negative. The website also explains that clients will have to attend... Well, hold on. We'll get to that for a second. So, yeah, it's just part of their thing saying, yeah, we ban people if they have a bad vibe. How do you feel about companies just... You get some companies that bend over backwards to take care of the most ridiculous customer complaints that where the customer is clearly in the wrong.
Right.
But then you get a company like this that just goes, you kind of suck. Bye.
I kind of agree with it because I've worked in customer service, and then sometimes
I thought you were about to tell me you worked in puppy yoga. And this is when you decided to tell me. Like, yeah, you found me. Okay, so
I was waiting for your birthday, but I've decided no. Sometimes people are just dicks.
Yep.
And you're just like, I don't feel the need for your money.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yourself, get out.
And I think that's a very great stance to have as a business owner, because if someone's going to complain for the sake of complaining because they know after years of complaining gets you right of way when it comes to retail, now all people want to do is, I'll just complain to get my way.
Right.
And then you get the manager that's like, oh, well, we should do anything we can to help this customer out. It's like, well, this customer's being a fucking jackhole.
Right.
How about we just kick him out and say, keep your $28?
Right. But there should be, levels. Like, if this person, she was just like, she tried to use the app, she couldn't use the app. She decided it wasn't for her, and now she can't. Is there another Hive event that you know of?
Well, you see, on its website, Hive's policy states that clients... hold on. The website also explains that clients will have to attend 3 events that are like a probationary period before they are eligible to join the colony.
Ew. She doesn't want to be a part of this anyway.
She says, to me, it sounds a bit culty.
Yeah.
In a Facebook message to
Is there
the
an
website,
attitude adjustment event she can go to?
Hive said, 9 girls have cried from happiness in our classes. One girl said the class saved her life. The Hive is a utopia.
The leader is good. The leader is great.
The message...
And on this date.
The message added that 99.994% of people that have attended have not been banned, but my generation is all about the hashtag outrage culture, so you do you.
Great.
So basically, there is a cult of people doing puppy yoga to try to get basic white girls for the recruitment. So this is a warning. If you see anything other than goat yoga,
right, don't go.
If they have hamster yoga, what animal would lure you to yoga? Like if you were coming across a Groupon, a 2-for-1, fuck that, 4-for-1. You can bring 3 friends to do a 1-hour private yoga session. It's an instructor and what kind of animal, and you're fucking there.
Corgi yoga. A
corgi yoga. Okay. Puppy corgis? Adult corgis? A mixture of all of them?
I'd say puppy corgis.
What about, sick puppies? Like the band. The band is playing. And they're wearing corgi t-shirts.
These puppies are just sick.
This puppy was born without its front legs. This puppy is blind in one eye. So this puppy has cancer.
Last night on the Tonight Show, Kevin Hart and so they usually do it's like Puppy Jeopardy.
Okay.
But in this case they used rabbits. And it was Kevin Hart and it was Jimmy Fallon. And one of my favorite things is when I can't remember his sidekick's name right now. But he will be like, it's time for double pupperty. when the winner gets 2 puppies. In this case, it was double Hopperty, and it cracked my shit up. But Kevin Hart is apparently terrified of all animals, no matter what they are. The entire time, I think his name's Steve. Steve Higgins. And Steve goes, they're just a little sick. Don't worry about it. No, but they're fine. I mean, they're fine. But I mean, that one's sick. That one wasn't feeling well earlier. The entire time, and Kevin Hart just freaking out. But I can just imagine, like, you remember, like, if you ever had like a cat come up to you, and you're like, oh, and then you pet the cat, and then the thing's like, and you're like, oh god,
a clump of his hair comes out in your hand.
Oh god,
you're like,
oh, Mittens isn't feeling well. Was that a Family Guy? There's like all these sick cats coming. No, thank you. No, you're cute, but no.
What are you doing?
What?
Oh, I thought you were doing something.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. So, you're a fan of, let's say, I don't want to call it intramural sports, but we'll say you're a fan of sports leagues, obviously.
Why obviously?
Because you run puppy yoga? I don't know.
I did that for one summer.
Okay, well, I mean, there's not really... We didn't have the best segue going into this, so we're just going to go ahead and go with it. You know Quidditch, right?
I know of it.
Yeah, it's a pretty hardcore sport.
I've seen it played at Comic-Cons.
It's a pretty serious...
You're like, fucking
organization.
Nerds.
It's a fucking nerds.
Dude,
but
I would be all over it if, like, flying broomsticks were real. Don't get me wrong.
I bet you wouldn't be, and we're going to go ahead and talk about why.
Okay.
Because I want to go ahead and let someone
change my mind.
Yeah, me and Vanessa Barker are going to change your mind. You know Vanessa Barker,
Sure.
famous
Quidditch player. Is she a beater?
Yeah.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she is.
There's beaters. There's bludgers. No, bludgers are the things that the beaters beat. There are chasers.
Yep.
And then there's goalies. But I don't know if they're called goalies. Keepers.
There you go.
Is there one more?
I mean...
Yeah, keeper, chaser, beater.
That sounds about like there's all of them. No, there's one more. What?
Seeker.
There it is.
Yeah. That's what Harry played. Harry was the seeker. And their one job is to wait for that little gold ball to come out.
Or in this case, a guy wearing shorts that say snitch on it.
Ew.
And he runs
just
around.
out of prison.
Mm-hmm. So, Vanessa Barker has been on the receiving end of multiple concussions in all of her time playing Quidditch.
Holy crap.
Yeah, because it's such a hardcore game played by professional athletes, and I demand you start treating them with some respect. I can't believe that you would be so dismissive of these
fucking nerds.
Of these athletic dynamos.
Okay.
You know, because of course, before 2005, Quidditch was just a little made-up game. But then students at Millbury College in Vermont held the first real-life Quidditch match, and it's a blend of dodgeball, rugby, and basketball. So we got some pretty physical sports. One extremely physical,
right,
in basketball. And now, all these years later, participation has grown to the point where teams are sprouting up in communities and college campuses across the country. The sport even has its own governing body, which you know is called the
Quidditch Society,
also known as U.S. Quidditch.
Okay.
It's got a.
Oh, I know what the ball is called. It's a quaffle.
Isn't that when you sit on a German woman's face?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where it came from.
It's when you ask her what she wants for breakfast, but you're still sitting on her.
Quaffle.
So you want a quaffle? What's a quaffle? Like a weird shaped ball?
That's what we should name our ball. Thanks, Helga.
That was J.K. Rowling.
That's where it came from.
Sorry, did you say quaffle? I'm going to write that down. What else have you got in there? Oh, I'm sitting too hard.
Right. Sound like you said muggle.
Smuggle. Sorry, muggle? You're right. You don't stand a chance. 134 teams already registered this season, with another 5 to 10 more added every year. And now the U.S. Quidditch Cup Championship this year was held in Texas. And you know the two teams that participated were the
Dallas
close
nerds
versus
Austin fucking nerds.
It's Texas Quidditch from the University of Texas beat Cal Quidditch from the University of California. It is pretty intense.
Go Badgers.
I don't know. Go Guns. I think
Is
Texas.
it Caltech?
No.
Oh, that's just California.
Yeah.
University of California.
I think so.
Oh,
I don't know. It's just called Cal Quidditch.
Like UC because
I didn't care enough to do too much research.
Well,
shit.
We try to educate people here at Stupid's Talking Stupid.
Anyway.
But now they're never going to know. All they know is that it's a quaffle.
And the origin of that word.
It came from the smothering of a German woman. The more do you know.
You could say
the rainbow goes above.
It came from the lips of J.K. Rowling.
Did you say quaffle?
I don't know, but keep saying that. I'm about to finish. Quaffle, quaffle, quaffle. Oh my god. Coaches and officials are increasingly grappling.
Abracadabra.
The fuck did you just say to me?
Write that down.
She has an assistant sitting there. This is really uncomfortable. I know, we just have 2 more books to write.
Almost done.
2 more, and then we're fucking done.
Still about a guy who tried to kill a baby, right? Just finish it.
Put a finger in my Gringotts.
I ever tell you? So we were going to go see Fantastic Beasts, and I think it was Fantastic Beasts 2.
Fantastic Four and Where to Find Them.
And we were sitting there we were at Shinto, which is a hibachi place. Mm-hmm. And we're eating dinner, and when you sit at a hibachi place, if you only have 3 or 4 people with you, there's still 4 more chairs for people to sit at. And we're having our own quiet conversation.
4 More Chairs is my favorite 3 Doors Down cover band.
Right. And so, there's other people that we don't know sitting at the table with us, and we're eating, and we're talking about Harry Potter and this, that, and the other thing, and I go, I don't know. People are talking about one of the greatest villains, supposedly. I go, is there anybody who goes, why are we following this guy? I mean, he couldn't even murder a baby. And I said it loud enough that the rest of the table kind of looks up at me I'm like,
think about it.
Well, he couldn't. Talking about Harry Potter, not a real baby. Remember when that guy made an onion volcano? Oh, that was something.
That volcano could have killed a baby.
That's true.
You know it because when you try to put a baby on it, they say, "Don't do that. It's hot."
It's a baby in a volcano.
Yeah, this is
Baby
just
in a volcano.
cooking service.
One of my favorite Finnish rock bands.
I believe they're going to be at the Basket Festival.
What?
Yeah.
They couldn't get them for the knit off.
No, they're booked through June. So coaches and officials are increasingly worried about the risk and the injuries that people are having to deal with.
They may never get a date again.
Vanessa Barker, she's had so many concussions that if she has another, she believes if she has another one, she's just going to have to stop playing altogether. And since they play on brooms, you can't actually play on a broom, so they're running around with a piece of PVC pipe between their legs, sprinting up and down the field like a fucking lunatic.
Doctor, what are the results?
Well, I'm looking at your scan here, and there seems to be a small pocket forming in your brain that's indicative of repeat trauma.
So what does that mean? Can I still play Quidditch?
I'm sorry, what is that?
Can I still play the Quidditch?
What's Quidditch?
Quidditch is it's like the game from Harry Potter, and this is what somebody hit me in the head, and that's why I have concussions. It's because I play the game from Harry Potter.
Well,
I'm a star.
I think you could still play video games when
It's
this is
not a
over.
video game. It's real.
You just said it's a game from Harry Potter.
It's a
that
game.
has to be a video game.
It's
That
kind of
couldn't
like
possibly be a real
dodgeball.
thing.
It's kind of like dodgeball
You
meets
should play
basketball meets rugby.
If you continue playing, it's going to be a mixture of wheelchair dodgeball meets wheelchair basketball meets still normal person rugby.
Well, I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting Quidditch.
Well,
I'm not a quitter.
I'm a Quidditcher.
I'm a Quidditcher. That was the longest setup, and the audience knew exactly where it was going.
Wasn't the real Quidditch the friends we made along the way? So now here's the thing. Miss Barker is 5'2" tall.
Mm-hmm.
Of the positions you list, what do you think the 5'2" girl is playing?
She's a beater.
She's a beater. And since this is
because she's scrappy,
a unisex, everyone's included, everyone's involved, anyone can play any position ever kind of sport, naturally she's going against people who are towering over her because they're also adults, therefore they are the same as her.
Right.
She's gotten... She says, she's got concussion, so I've gotten egregiously tackled many times where they tackle me too hard for no reason. She said that her second concussion happened when she was tackled by a 200-pound man during tryouts. She got another when a male beater hit her in the head with a bludger, but without letting the ball go, essentially punching her in the head.
Well...
On the field, she's seen a range of other injuries during her freshman year. She said the president of her team broke his collarbone twice. You think he would have taught the collarbone a lesson the first time. But when it comes to Quidditch, you think, oh, this is going to be a bunch of nerds.
No.
Turns out it is, but they also have a bunch of pent-up regression where
getting their ass beat.
Yeah, they're tired of getting their ass beat by an actual athlete, so they're just going to run around and beat up other nerds.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like something. I could see how it would be dangerous.
In a 2017 study by researchers at the University of Edinburgh, who surveyed roughly 50% of all Quidditch players in the United Kingdom, results from that say that concussions accounted for more than 20% of all injuries, which made concussions the second most common injury overall for Quidditch. Men and women are injured at roughly the same rate. But women experience concussions nearly at double the rate of men. Probably because they're significantly smaller and they're playing full contact sports with no padding.
With zero padding. Like that guy could have torn his ACL just a minute ago, like watching this thing.
Oh yeah.
That's nuts.
Like think of how violent your pickup touch football games get with your friends. Now add strangers, a competition for money, and a desire to be good at a sport for once.
And a stick. Desire to be good for once. And a desire for their father to care about them. I mean, all those things together.
Oh, this is my son. That's not going to be said after a championship. Dad, I won. Still get out. Still leave.
What are you playing? Quidditch? I don't know what that is.
I just, the idea that they're like, yeah, we can all play together. It's this great thing. We're all, we're inclusive and everything. But it's like, there's a reason that we have weight classes.
Oh, yeah.
We have men's sports and women's sports. It's like,
and here's the other thing.
A 250-pound solid fucking dude going against like a 5-foot woman that's like, I have the ball.
Well, this is what
I'm gonna get the ball.
Right.
I get to hit her.
This is what they're saying, though. They're saying because in the books and in the movies, anybody could play.
Yep.
In fact, Ginny Weasley was, if I'm not mistaken, a beater, and they're like, yeah, she could play. I want to play. But here's the other problem.
She's redhead.
No.
Oh.
But yes. But no. They had magic to cure them.
Oh, are you saying when their quote, the final quote of this article, but it can also be dangerous when it comes to things like safety. We're not wizards. We can't fix that kind of stuff with a wave of our wands.
There you go.
No shit. It's like...
That's why they're able to play the way they do in the books. They had magic.
It's like, are you guys...
They regrew a bone.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, they were able to fix pretty much any normal ailment that... Anything that would happen to you if you fell down, even just standing and you fell on to, like, maybe an older bed so it's not as soft, and you...
Right.
Maybe you jammed your finger.
Like the book is missing one big component. Magic. So...
I didn't think you'd have to put this as a warning at the front of the book, but do not try this
Do not
at home.
try this at home. You are not a wizard.
MTV and its producers will not even open submission.
Right.
I'm
True.
Just took it back to Jackass days, which are still carried forward, I think, on the Rob Dyrdek show, where he just yells at a giant laptop and goes, "Ha ha ha! Look at this internet clip." Still a show for some reason.
Yeah, well.
But speaking of things that aren't a show anymore,
What?
a New Jersey dentist display that he had in the front of his office's yard. He set up this beautiful display in honor of a great man around a holiday, and people took it as they were celebrating that holiday inappropriately.
What holiday?
Easter?
What, did he set up a crucifixion?
No.
Oh.
He set up a bunch of mannequins in lingerie with bunny ears in honor of Hugh Hefner's birthday.
Oh. Okay.
And now this dentist is known for having very elaborate yard plan things, setups for people to come and enjoy for all the holidays and special events and whatever. Someone took exception to the underwear wearing mannequins for Easter.
Get over your shit.
She can't. She dyed her hair. She had to be outraged.
Ridiculous. Hugh Hefner was a freaking civil rights icon.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know that.
He was a great man.
Yes.
If you had the chance to live in that house now, would you?
Like, live in the house now?
You have to live in that house. You don't have to pay for it, but you have to live there.
Are the chicks still there?
Nope. It's you and whatever... you in your life right at this moment, go live in that house.
Am I able to, like, disinfect it?
If you can do it by yourself, you don't get any money. So you still have to work like a 9 to 5 if you want to pay your, like, car insurance and your cell phone bill and all that stuff. The only thing that changes instead of living where you're at right now is you're living in that house by yourself.
Yeah, because you could bring chicks over and be like, look at this mansion.
Mm-hmm.
There's a grotto.
Yeah, but what happens when it gets dirty?
Oh, so I have to clean it?
Yeah, it's just you. You don't get the staff. You don't get the service. You don't.
No.
Yeah, it's
too much work.
It's just you in that old fucking house.
It's too much work. That's like one of the reasons why like Neverland Ranch is still empty.
What if that? Well, I think there's a little bit more to it than that.
Oh.
But
it's an ongoing crime zone.
If the Playboy Mansion was built 2 years ago, so it's got all the modern touches that you might want. Same thing. Would you do it then?
I think so.
It's just that the house built 40 years ago, set up for an old man that was set in his ways in the 70s.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is good the way it is. You don't think that's fun to live?
I don't know that.
I know you don't know that. That's why I'm talking to Patrick.
No, I think, I think if it had, like, new stuff, like, because if it, like, maybe it had a Roomba, like, that, I hate doing floors.
Do you think a Roomba could cover one entire floor without getting filled up? Because you're going to walk.
Well, they have the new Roomba. They have the new Roomba that empties itself.
I mean, that's a long return trip. Like,
I'm just saying.
You get halfway through the house. Okay, I gotta go empty it because Patrick was a messy bitch today.
Well, I wouldn't use more than probably like 2 rooms, you know.
But you'd be walking around eating really crummy granola bars everywhere because you're like, I don't have to clean this. I have a Roomba. It's not.
Like, I don't even really like granola bars, but thanks to the Roomba, I can eat them now freely.
A Nature's Valley can go a long way to dirty every room in that house. And you know what? It's called a Roomba, not a houseba. Clean it your damn self. Desiree Shepstone, a 37-year-old, said that she was offended by the display of these bunnies.
Desiree Shepstone needs something.
So she took some clippers and took everything down. and she got charged with criminal mischief for damage exceeding $2,000. And now the prosecutor's office is handling the case.
Yeah, it's a First Amendment issue.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't offensive.
No.
It wasn't. No, but they're like, oh, you're doing this? This is an affront to Easter. It's like, well...
Who the hell are you?
It's just because Hugh
Hefner's
birthday was around Easter.
What I'm sick and tired of is these fucking people about how they feel about things. Like, I'll be sensitive to people's feelings. That's fine. But it's just because it's like whatever you've concocted in your brain as being a thing does not mean that the rest of the world needs to adjust to it. I had an argument with somebody who said they did not like the Big Bang Theory because, and I understand people who don't like the Big Bang Theory or who didn't like the Big Bang Theory. I get it. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is, it made millions of dollars, had millions of viewers, is one of the most popular shows.
It was a widely profitable, successful show. It's okay to not like it.
But to say it sucks is wrong, because it's just not true.
Well,
it's not your taste. You don't like it.
Yeah.
That's fine. But to say that something that's widely popular is terrible is fine. That's what you think. But this person went one step further and said...
So what you're saying is because it's popular, it doesn't suck?
No, I'm just saying that you may think that, but the numbers dictate otherwise.
So if a lot of people like something, then it's fine.
No, I'm saying if a lot of people like that, then maybe your opinion is your own, and it shouldn't be thrusted as to quote unquote fact.
Okay.
When people speak about it as such. So at any rate, she said, I don't like the way they depict people with Asperger's. And I said, they don't depict people with Asperger's. And she says, Sheldon clearly is on the spectrum. I said, he's not. In fact, the creator of that show has said countless times that he is not. She's like, well, I feel that he is. I said, well, you were wrong, because it's a fictional character, and the creator of the show said that he's not.
So it 100% is determined by the creator. What the creator says goes.
Yes.
Okay, so then we can all agree it's Jif.
Sure. Whatever. But nonetheless, my whole thing basically is because this person claims to be on the spectrum, and she goes, and I said, I think maybe you're internalizing this a little too much, and and it's okay if you feel that way. I'm like, but it doesn't change the fact that the fact is that he's not.
Yeah.
I go,
she put her own definition onto something, and then was upset by the way it resulted in her definition.
Yeah.
It's like when you're saying, I have a red marker, and like, this is the worst blue marker I've ever had.
Right.
Like, okay, well, it's red, but I think it's blue.
Right.
I go, okay.
But I feel like it is. That's my favorite. The minute you say you feel like it is, that's fine. That's your opinion. Do not thrust it onto everyone else.
Well, someone's thrusting their opinions about something in Jackson, Mississippi.
What?
Residents of a neighborhood in Jackson, Mississippi are confused by a sudden appearance of bowls of mashed potatoes being found everywhere. On cars, on porches, in mailboxes, you name it, bowls of mashed potatoes are appearing everywhere.
It sounds like a delicious problem.
It is a delicious problem. Resident Jordan Lewis described the neighborhood as a quirky one, with residents decorating road signs and putting Christmas trees in potholes. You know, fucking with the local government.
Right.
When they're like, oh, we put up this road sign for safety. Well, we put a wreath on it. Okay, well, now your kid's going to get hit by a bus because he didn't see the stop sign.
My favorite is the picture of the person who drew a penis around a pothole. So now they got to fix it.
Yeah, that was great because you put a little bit of paint on that, and then suddenly the city's like, okay, this is a priority. Thanks. We just wanted you to fix it.
Fix it. Get it fixed.
One resident, Sebastian Bjergnerg.
That is not his name.
Bjernigard. I don't care. He says some residents fear there's a more sinister message behind the potatoes. Some people were thinking maybe the mashed potatoes were poisoned to kill animals. Now, I didn't taste it. I have a 3-second rule, so I didn't touch it. But some people were worried. That was my favorite. I didn't touch these bowls of mashed potatoes that are found on top of my car because I have a 3-second rule. Like, that's the only thing stopping you from eating just a random bowl of mashed potatoes that you find in the wild. Not particularly a natural ingredient as is. A bowl, ceramic, maybe metal, glass. A potato comes as a potato, not usually mashed.
Right.
And you find the two of them together somehow. What field yields that? You'd be like, oh, I normally have a 3-second rule.
The mashed potato plant.
But it's a mashed potato plant. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But the mashed potatoes aren't the only controversy-causing potatoes in the news lately.
Potato news.
Beep, 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 beep.
The world has eyes.
So do these potatoes. You haven't used them fast enough. Nicola Hart, a 30-year-old woman, 30 years old. She's 30.
She's 30.
She's 30. Has a 4-year-old son. She's 30. She was left very disappointed to discover that her dollar bag of potato shapes, in their alphabet potato shapes, didn't contain the letters L and O, meaning she could not spell out her son's name, Logan. You see this impressionable 4-year-old, this new to the world, opening his eyes for the first time at 4 years old.
And potato shapes.
He's 4 and learning his letters, and she wanted to spell his name. And to her shock,
and dismay,
as a 30-year-old woman spending $1 on a bag of chips, they might be like potato, they might be like wedge fries. I don't know.
Ugh.
To my shock, there weren't any L's or O's, but a lot of repeated letters. In the end, I improvised by using an I as an L and a C as an O, so it spelled Ickgen, which obviously wasn't his name.
Obviously.
He noticed it straight away, and I had to explain to him why it was that way. I'm very disappointed.
Mom?
Yes, dear.
Where is did you change my name to Icken?
No, your name is Logan, dear.
But it says Icken.
No, that's just how they cook. They separated a tiny bit.
But where are the L's and O's?
Oh, that's a lowercase L.
But that looks like a C.
No, that's just an O with a little bit of bite out of it. I was hungry and I wanted a little taste to make sure it was good for my boy Logan.
Is Jesus mad at me?
No, Jesus isn't mad at
Then
you.
why would he include L's and O's into the bag?
Oh, sweetie, this is just an example of sometimes the government is out to get you.
So the government's coming to get me?
They're trying to get your name.
They want my name?
Yes.
Why?
Because there's a shortage of novelty license plates.
So they want me to change, but there's a whole plethora of Icken ones?
Do you know anyone else named Icken?
No.
Exactly, your mommy's little Icken.
I don't know anyone named Logan either, though.
There's a whole movie about him.
But what do you mean?
Remember the guy with the yellow suit you like so much?
Uh-huh.
Well, they made a movie about him.
What is he doing?
Dying. Spoiler for Logan.
I know, right?
I mean, aren't we all dying in the meantime?
Maybe that 30-year-old quicker, though, for being a pain in the ass. So did she complain?
Oh, she complained.
Oh, my God.
She has 2 children.
You ever seen how, like, they make these things? Like, there's, like, the show on the Food Network is, like, they show, like, the factories and how these things are made.
I love those kind of segments.
Me too. Mark Summers is a genius.
The show that was on Discovery, How It's Made, and they're like, today we're going to teach you how to make hot tubs, ball bearings for rollerblades, and mailboxes.
Right.
And I'm like, I want to fucking see this.
Everything, because then I will appreciate them more.
Oh my
now
God.
that I know.
And they show like a 5-minute documentary on just manufacturing and shit, and I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
I'll never forget when the Mr. Rogers, I remember, he's like, hello, neighbor.
Oh, how to make Mr. Rogers.
Today we're going to go to the Andersonville luggage factory to figure out how a suitcase is made. And you're like, well, I don't know.
In person, never. I'm like, why would I go to a factory for suitcases?
I did the Budweiser brewery.
That's different. It's a treat.
Right.
It's like
I've never been so hammered off of Bud Light in my life. But we spent it was Katie and Steven and I spent most of the time making fun of the tour guide.
Yeah.
Who had the worst joke ever. Because basically, so like the wood from the bottom of the canister for the beer.
Mm-hmm. Barrel?
The barrel. They take out, and I guess they donate to, like, local parks. And she goes, so you might say we have the drunkest squirrels in St. Louis. And then we were like, fuck you. Who gave you that joke? How many times have you said that fucking joke? But that was cool. That place is one of the cleanest places on earth.
Yeah.
Like Disney World clean.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, I'd go see how stuff is made. You don't think you'd want to go to like a factory?
No, like, I want a 5-minute piece.
What is one factory you'd go to?
For not for like alcohol.
Not for alcohol.
Like, I would totally go to like a.
Like I'd go to the Twinkie factory.
Okay, so like a non food or drink item.
Yes, like there's a thing that's
what
made.
What I want to see made. I don't know. Like I feel like I want to see something really complicated, but at the same time, I want to see something that I use like every day that maybe I can steal, so I can learn how to do it myself.
I think I'd be really interested in a zipper factory.
And
see how the zippers are put together.
I think I've already seen how it's made on one of those.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
you
know what I want to see? I want to see a factory for clocks, like a grandfather clock.
Well, aren't those made those are made by hand? Most of those. Yeah, I know.
So now we can't.
No, but I'm just wondering if they have like.
I
think if it was like an assembly line, yeah.
So if it's only machines making machines, Terminator Factory, obviously.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. When Logan comes home from school, he's always practicing his letters, so I thought I'd buy some Alpha Bites, and then hopefully we could go through it at the dinner table. I thought that's what most parents do, make it like a fun time dinner. Obviously, the person who made these from Tesco can't have children. She went there. Because you can't package every letter into every single bag.
No.
You obviously are infertile.
It's like the thing with the shipping peanuts. They basically have a whole thing, and they crank the thing, and they fall into the bag, it moves.
So what you're saying is you can't have shipping children, is what you're saying.
That's right.
Shipping peanuts.
Somewhere there's someone going, it's true. That's why I've dedicated my life to the alphabets. Thanks for bringing it up.
We have a quick story. UK grocery store Waitrose has apologized after being accused of racism over the name of 3 chocolate ducklings. That's right. They had a package called the Waitrose Trio of Chocolate Easter Ducklings that contained a white chocolate, milk chocolate, and dark chocolate version, which were named Fluffy, Crispy, and Ugly, respectively. Obviously, people on Twitter complained, why'd you name the dark chocolate Ugly? And they had to pull the product, apologize, rebrand it, put it back out. That's right. That's where we're at nowadays.
It's not like, I don't know.
Let's just go right past it.
Yeah.
Because there's more important food items on the menu. I'm talking about steak, baby.
I'm making a ribeye steak as soon as we're done.
You're making, a ribeye steak?
Yeah, why?
Ooh. Are you talking about the soon-to-be official steak of Texas?
Damn right.
Of Oklahoma, I mean. Sorry.
Texclahoma.
They're touching. Whatever.
Might as well just be one state.
Representative Trey Caldwell said that when people are coming into restaurants like Mahogany's or Cattleman's or The Ranch, and instead of buying chicken fingers for $12, they buy a $57 steak, that's a net positive. That gives the state more revenue so that next year we can have the conversation that me and you probably agree on. Because he's trying to... Another representative asked him why to justify spending time on this bill to make the ribeye the state steak of Oklahoma.
Right.
which designates the ribeye the official state steak when, quote, we can't fund public education in a timely manner.
That's true.
Well, because he decided that, well, if we make it the state steak, it'll obviously boost tourism, and people will be buying steaks instead of chicken fingers, which boosts the economy, which helps education.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stupid congressional declarations out there.
Sure there is, but hold on.
Do you have some of them?
There's a few states that we've found some wonderful, like the official state blank of whatever state. Now, obviously, since you have such a wide knowledge of these, I want you to tell me how these particular things enriched not only the state, but possibly even the education in the state, because if the state can do it, and I think any of these things can help education.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to Alabama, they're famous, the state outdoor drama of Alabama is, of course, The Miracle Worker.
Okay.
And you know that as the play telling the story of
About Helen
Keller. Now, obviously, as being the state outdoor drama that has influenced education, how?
Sign language?
Okay. Yeah, that helps. Now, obviously, that one is one. But the state horseshoe tournament is the Stockton Fall Horseshoe Tournament.
Oh, sure.
Which tell me how your wide knowledge of that has helped the state grow.
Gravity.
Gravity. That's helpful.
Oh.
And that was made in '92.
And it means people come from all over to see it.
Mm-hmm. And then what happened when it got discontinued after just a few years?
Nothing.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Now, how about Massachusetts?
Sure.
Everyone knows that the state muffin is the corn muffin.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the corn muffin that has
Enrichment for the state of Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
They're delicious.
Mm.
And they teach children about multiple uses for corn.
It's right there on the tip of my tongue. And they have the state dessert, which is, of course, the Boston cream pie.
Right.
Which isn't just a dirty movie that you can rent. And then there's also the state donut.
Dunkin'. Got a Dunkin'.
No.
Dunkies.
It's the Boston cream donut.
Well, that seems limiting, but sure.
I'm just saying, the cream is where it's at in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah.
And you remember that tourism ad you saw for the Boston cream anythings.
Oh, yeah.
What was that about?
The Boston cream anything?
Yeah, the Boston cream anythings.
They're like, you can do anything with cream. It's like, hey, come over to the yard and have some cream. If you like corn muffins, we can cream the corn muffin, and then have a cream fizz, it's the drink of Boston, and everyone likes cream.
Is that the porn spinoff of Everyone Likes Raymond?
Yes,
It's a Boston spinoff.
it's a Boston spinoff.
And now, the great state of Illinois, which we are in right now,
Sure.
you know that the state exercise is the one that you just told me about that you were doing
Oh,
recently.
it's bicycling?
It's cycling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you obviously you started doing that because it's the state exercise.
Yeah, not at all, for health reasons, but I just want to show my state pride.
The state that's known for its health and
Yeah.
definitely not obesity
Nope.
actually has a state exercise.
Sure.
I don't know how many states have state exercises, but I do know how many states have official state toys. How many states
30.
have official state toys?
30.
Way lower than that.
Wow. 2.
Exactly 2. How'd you get 2 from 30
I
from
just-
way lower?
It's way lower, and it's more than one.
I did say exactly the right answer then. And these 2 states, are, of course,
Illinois.
Kansas and
Maryland.
Mississippi. Yeah, exactly. One of them was the official set in 1960. The other one was March 13th, 2003.
So what's one from Kansas?
Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh.
Is
it invented there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't look it up.
And the second one's a rock.
Softer.
Softer? A pillow.
More comforting to children.
A teddy bear?
There it is.
Named after Theodore Roosevelt.
When I think of Mississippi, I think, the teddy bear state. I'm going to go cuddle something small and furry there.
Right, whether it wants it or not.
Yeah. It's enough to make you want to blow up the world.
No, there's teddy bears.
There are
Teddy bear yoga. That's a new thing. Less mess to clean up.
What's involved with teddy bear yoga? I mean, obviously, you have to bring your own mat.
You have to bring your own mat.
And there will be teddy bears. But do you lead teddy bear yoga?
I do.
Okay, I'm looking to find some new yoga.
Sure.
That I'm looking for. I don't really like live animals because they're just
it's too much of a mess
everywhere, and the goats are just so hardcore.
So there's teddy yoga, which is a lot of cuddling on the floor.
Okay.
With the teddy bear.
Okay.
And
so
then
you're not cuddling.
No.
Okay.
No. They're cuddling them, and then at the end, in a release of all the energy that you've built up, you rip the head off of it, and you go, ah.
And
that's why it's less like there's still some mess because the stuffing goes everywhere.
Sure.
But it's less than, dog shit.
Well, instead of taking the class,
puppy shit.
I would like to be an investor.
Sure.
And I have two simple suggestions.
Sure.
Number one, at the end when we're ripping the heads off the teddy bear, I think one person in the class should get an actual baby bear.
Jesus. Well, I'm trying to keep the mess down, Bear, but no idea is a bad one. The whole reason we rip them up is because people have been sweating on them, and it's not sanitary.
Well, I wouldn't want a wild baby bear full of sweat.
True.
He probably
rip his head off.
And second, those giant teddy bears? I'd say life size, but it's really a full-grown man can lay in its lap. They're so huge. Can we put someone in there and turn it into a mech suit so at the end of the event, when you rip the bear's heads off, you can say, "My babies!"
No!
It chases him.
Chases him out. That's how you leave.
And then, once everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's not a real bear," takes the suit off. It's an actual bear, and it goes after the one person that ripped that real bear's head off.
See, I'm desensitized. I've been playing Mortal Kombat, the new one.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I've been murdering baby bears.
I've been murdering baby bears for weeks.
Baby bears.
Baby bears. Baby bears.
Swedish chef bears.
Baby bears.
They're murdering him left and right.
And then knitting.
So there's a ray of light.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you've heard about the story of the cafeteria worker that was fired for giving lunch to a student over $8.
And technically didn't give anything because they brought the $8 back the next day.
And see, that's the thing. So Bonnie Kimball was fired by a company called Fresh Picks, which supplied food to the Mascoma Valley Regional High School in Manchester, New Hampshire. After telling a student, "Hey, tell your mom you need money," but then she gave him the lunch anyway.
Which she's supposed to do legally.
Mm-hmm. She said that his family is very well known in this town, and I can guarantee if I called his mother, she would have come right in and paid the bill, but I didn't want her to get out of work just to do this. I know they would have brought me the money the next day. The bill was going to get paid.
Those are real small towns, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, the fact that essentially the lunch lady knows your mom and says, "Hey, just tell your mom to bring money in tomorrow. Cool, here's your lunch. See you tomorrow." The company said that they offered to rehire her and provide her back pay and would work with the school district to revise policies and procedures regarding transactions. But she's like, I ain't heard of that shit. You guys didn't say anything to me about getting my job back. Thankfully, there's a celebrity chef, Jose Andres, who decided to offer her employment at his nonprofit World Central Kitchen. He said the hero is Bonnie Kimball. If she needs a job anywhere, we have openings at Think Food Group.
Do you know who that guy is? I mean, aside from the article that you read, have you ever heard of him?
No. He's known for his humanitarian efforts.
Fed Puerto Rico. Like, all of Puerto Rico almost. Like, he set up a kitchen after the hurricane where people can come get free food.
Yeah.
And, made, crazy amounts of food. And now he does it all over the world. and he's ridiculous. When the Tonight Show went to Puerto Rico, they interviewed him, and he talked about it. He did something like 30, something like I think like 3,000 people in the first first evening or something like that, and then they just started to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So go work for that guy.
Yeah, I mean,
1, you get to do great things, and 2, you probably get to travel a lot.
Yeah, because they
better than a New Hampshire fucking cafeteria.
They work in like disaster areas, like around the country and around the world.
Yeah.
So it's like if she doesn't want to go around the world, she can still work anywhere in the country. It's like you went from being, didn't mean to sound degrading, but a lunch lady at a small town school,
right?
And you just got offered any job within a world class nonprofit,
right?
You could say world class because as of right now, everything seems good on it, but it's like. There's a lot of charities that used to be really good, but then after years they grow and grow and grow, and then they're like, well, now we have to start paying for ourselves first.
Right.
Like the Susan G. Komen.
Yeah.
They go after anyone that tries to get, I know it sounds terrible to say, but into the breast cancer awareness game.
Right.
I've heard
terrible
nasty things about them. It's like, well, you're supposed to be doing good, not attacking people who are also trying to do good.
Right.
Like, no. When it comes to awareness for raising money for cancer, it's us or no one.
Ugh.
So,
well, that's going to do it for this week. Where can they find us online?
You can find us individually on Twitter at Patrick Newsom42.
That's me.
At Hungry as a Bear. That's me. You can find the entire DVM production empire at the DVMPE. Find this podcast at Stupid Tweeting. Go on Facebook, YouTube. If you can. It's been a while since we asked for it. If you're on iTunes or whatever, listen to us, please give us a rating. It will help us out to get a little bit more visibility, because now that we're expanding, getting on more platforms, it'd be nice if when you find us on a platform, give a rating just so we can get other people aware that
we're here.
It's a stupid name for a podcast, but we got the goods. I mean, I feel like that intro alone this week shows the champs are back.
Yeah.
Undefeated in stupidity.
Damn right. Can't get dumber than us.
So.
That's going to do it for this week. For Stupid Talking Stupid, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear.
And we'll talk to you later.